I love you. Welcome. My name is Damri Alma Bay, and this is EdenRose, and EdenRose is a way of life. I am here to do a retrograde reading because this retrograde for me, rather than having electronics go kind of backwards, my entire, the way I've regimented my time, the way that I try to run my business is completely flipping itself upside down. Everything's been backwards, and I think I've actually been experiencing the retrograde before it even really started. So I'd like to offer some guidance from up above that will allow for us all to move through this retrograde with calm and smoothness and ease and effortlessness, because as we all know, retrogrades can be frigged up, retrogrades can leave you hanging, retrogrades can totally ruin all the plans that you thought you had. So this is a very special reading. That's why I'm using my moon deck. I'm not going to use the traditional tarot. Maybe I might use it to clarify a few messages. Okay, give me a second because my dog is wilding out. One moment. Okay. Whew. So, this is a very special, like I said, retrograde reading. Ooh. All of a sudden I have a gigantic kink in my neck. Strange. What is it? What is this retrograde? What's this kink about? What's going on with this energy over this retrograde? How can we get through this retrograde without any more kinks in our necks, right? That's what the retrograde is, a big giant kink. Just when you thought all of your plans were what they were, in comes the retrograde ready to frig up all your electronics and communication. I'll tell you, my communication with Source, my channeling has shifted and changed, and this retrograde has started to allow me to just kind of experience it differently. I don't know how else to express it. It's just a different experience of my abilities. So the retrograde energy is letting us know that luck is on our side. The answers you need are coming. So it's like during this time, during this period where we're wanting things to get moving and, continue on with their momentum, what we really need to do is make sure that, where is my deck? Here we go. Is make sure that we are just trusting. This is a time of allowing right now. This is a time of allowing things to just be. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So perhaps by the full moon, the next full moon, everybody will kind of understand and know what's really going on for them and with them. And luck is on your side. Here, I'll show you the two cards. Gemini energy, twin energy, reflective energy. So for me, the reflective energy of Gemini, I'll show you that one too. The reflective energy of Gemini is such that what you've been putting out, what you've been offering the universe, is coming back to you tenfold. It's being reflected. So if you spent the last little while kind of lazy, then right now you're going to have a retrograde that's very slow. It's not moving. Excuse me. You're going to have a retrograde that's very slow, doesn't have a lot of speed to it. You're going to be living an existence right now that seems to kind of like you're catching up with everything else. Excuse me. Come on now. So, this coughing, the discomfort in my throat chakra, I know for a fact that I spent the last little while being sick. I haven't done a lot of communicating as far as my my tarot readings go, and as far as my my own spiritual evolution goes. I haven't put a lot of work into it over the last little while because I've been focusing on just being healthy and staying healthy. And so now this retrograde, I'm experiencing this slow time, this like I want to get started and moving again because I am feeling a lot better, but I'm experiencing this like, no, let's just continue to sit and hush experience all over again. I feel like it's been the same thing since almost last summer. You know, I gained some momentum and then the universe asked me to take a back seat, and then I gained some momentum and the universe asked me to take a back seat. This is exactly what we're experiencing right now for many of us. But and there, on the flip side, there are a lot of people also who are going to be receiving a ton of movement and a ton of forward moving energy during the retrograde, because that's what they were doing previously to the retrograde. So the retrograde this time around is going to be acting like a mirror. It's going to be giving back what you've been able to put forward. So it's going to be a nice, you know, reflective time for everyone. If you're receiving, then just know that you've been giving quite a lot, and that's your karmic. That's the karmic response to what you've been offering lately. So, okay, what am I seeing here? So this, over this retrograde period, there's a lot of learning that's happening. There's a lot of growth that's going to be going on internally for many of us. For those of us that have been having a slow time right now, and especially during this retrograde time, if things have slowed down for you, whether it's professionally or in your social life or whatever, the reason why it's slowing down is because you're supposed to be receiving some level of like a deeper understanding of yourself. So, like I have the Vessel card, I have the Self card, I have the Mentor card, and I have the Shaman card. The Mentor and the Shaman card are about the knowledge that you're going to be receiving, the things that you're going to be gaining over this period of time. We're going to talk about that in a second. But the Vessel and the Self card are representative of your own lack of wanting to go internally. Your lack of wanting to move forward internally. A lot of times self-knowledge and discovering oneself is a little bit scary. So many of us have sort of been taking a step back from doing that, saying that we are, or really wanting to, or, you know, saying that we're going to start that yoga practice, or saying that we're going to, go in this particular direction, and then not actually doing it. So what's happening right now is that backseat, or that sort of lackadaisical effort that you were putting into yourself is now, the universe is like, okay, fine, since you don't want to do it, we're going to just bombard you with as much knowledge, love, and respect as we can possibly do, and perhaps that will entice you. It's like a new method of filling your vessel. Okay. Yeah, what I'm seeing is that you haven't really put a lot of effort into into yourself. You haven't put a lot of effort into self-love. You haven't put a lot of effort into, or thought and just energy into, the idea of, this is where I'm at, this is where I want to be, this is what I need to do in order to expand to where I want to be. There hasn't been a lot of effort put in that journey. And so now what's happening is you're being taken over. Your higher self is like, fine, you don't want to do it in the physical, then we'll do all the work up here for you, and then you'll just transform, and it will be explosive, and it might have some towers involved, but too bad, because this is the evolution of self that we need for you. There might be some mentors that are stepping into your life in the next little while. Like the first two cards that came out, luck is on your side. It's true, even though you've put in this lack of effort in certain areas, the universe is still looking back at everything that you've done prior to that period of time, and is seeing, all of the work and the effort that you've put in, the energy, the type of energy that you've gifted to the world, and you're still going to be receiving that energy in return. So your laziness is being overlooked. Lucky you. Lucky you. And your shamanistic spirits, your spirituality, your understanding of self, your understanding of the world is about to expand tenfold, right? Perhaps some of us could be experiencing the rising of our Kundalini. Some of us could be experiencing, meeting new people and having those people expand our awareness to some degree or level. If you're an empath like me, and you've been having some difficulties with your abilities, they're going to just be exponentially expanded over the next little while. So, even though you've been lazing around and not really putting a lot of effort in, I think that energy was almost necessary. And I hate to call you lazy. I hate to say lazing around. To be honest, I'm also talking to myself. This message is very clearly for me as well. I resonate with it highly. There is an energy that is hovering over you. There's an energy that has been containing you and holding you and allowing you to just sort of do your regular human things and not really have to put very much energy into the spiritual aspect of life or the spiritual aspect of your experience. And that energy has sort of been governing your expansion for you, because for whatever reason you haven't been able to step out of this physical realm and marry both the physical parts of you and the non-physical parts of you together in this existence. It's like you've been wanting to, but it isn't really happening. So now you're going to be gifted people, situations, scenarios, different things that will allow for you to be able to balance those two worlds a little bit easier. There's something within you that needs to be unleashed, but your vessel, your body, your physical body, isn't quite at the position or isn't quite in the position to be able to house the energy that's necessary for that sort of growth. So if you're still, I hate talking about diet. I truly hate talking about diet. It's my least favorite thing in the world. I do focus a little bit on my diet, but I really don't enjoy it. And the reason is because I have varying different opinions about diet and what should actually be going into a human being's diet. And so I find it hard to find balance in that subject for me. But I will say here that this is really pointing towards your physical body and the things that you're putting into it. It's important to make sure that whatever it is that you put into your body, don't let somebody else's judgments and opinions about that sort of thing dictate what you are going to do for yourself. This is all about vibration and resonance. So what feels right for you to eat today is what's right for you to eat today. What feels right for you to eat tomorrow is going to be what's right for tomorrow. There isn't any right or wrong. At this point, it's specifically about energy, and whatever it is that you're needing to, whatever part of you that's needing to be expanded, and I'm trying to be broad here on purpose, whatever part of you that's still feeling very small and needing to have this expansion, needing to have this enlightenment, it's being stifled or it's being held down, and it isn't moving forward because of what you're filling your vessel with. So maybe it's what you're filling your vessel with, or it could also be what you're not filling your vessel with. So it's worth it to look into your diet. I hate saying that word, like I said. It's worth it to look into your diet to make sure that your body is able to hold the vibration, the resonance that you need in order to receive these gifts that the universe is wanting to gift you. This is literally just a change of perspective. It's not, and I know that I'm in alignment when I say that, because every single time that I've looked up and really looked at the time while I was watching or doing this live, first it was 11:22, then it was 11:33, now it's 11:44. So there's a pattern here that the energy is following, and I know that I'm on the right track because I'm getting those cues. So whatever it is that everybody's different, but whatever it is that your body is needing or craving, you have to follow it. Now, if you know that what you're craving is chocolate, but the idea of eating chocolate makes you feel guilty, then that's not the craving you want to follow. You want to follow the craving that makes you feel empowered. You want to follow the cravings that make you feel good and energetic and full of life. Not the ones that leave you going, oh, shouldn't I? Those are the ones that are driven by the ego. You want to leave those ones aside and try to follow the ones that your body itself is actually pushing you to try to gain. I am going to pull tarot, even though I didn't think I was going to, but I think I need some extra guidance, some extra explanations. So your diet, what also comes along with diet is not just the physical food that you eat, but also the people that you're surrounding yourself with. It might be time to start reconsidering your job or your group of friends. I absolutely dislike giving advice like that, because I don't want to entice people to just be like, quit your job, move on, try something new. That's not what I'm saying. There's some aspect that you're feeding yourself. There's some energy that you're being fed right now that needs to be shifted, period. Whether it's physical food, mental food, like what you're watching, what you're listening to, who you're talking to, who's in your life on a daily basis, something like that needs to be shifted in order for things to really fall into place, because luck is on your side. The answers that you need are coming. It's like this thing is waiting to blossom, and it's right about to blossom, and for some reason week after week after week it's not blossoming, and you don't know why. It has to do with what you're filling your vessel with. So fill your cup with love, fill your cup with abundance, fill your cup with as much positive-minded thinking things as you can. That's the best I can tell you, is because, I don't know, anything that's aligned with love is my cup of tea, right? But it's there, it's coming. There's some reward that you're being gifted. You're being gifted a reward. Whatever work you've put in, you're being gifted. You've put in a lot of work, and it might not even just be from this lifetime. It might be from lifetimes in the past. But the work that you've been put in, the universe is trying to gift you. It's trying to give you your karmic, the universe is trying to give you what you are deserving, and it's this great thing, except you're not in a place to be able to receive it. So whatever shifts you need to make in your life to be able to receive this gift, it's time to make those shifts. This retrograde is a good period of time to do that, is what I'm hearing. And the reason is because either you're on two levels. The first level during this retrograde is the level of people who have been sort of lazing through, and now the reflection that they're receiving from the universe during this retrograde is nothing's really happening. The slow motion, right? You don't really have inspiration. Maybe you have some shit to do, but you can't really find a way to do it. And then the other half is the people who've been going gung-ho nonstop, and the reflective part, the reflection in this retrograde is everything is coming, bombarding. It's just boom, 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 too many things all at once. So you're either on one end or the other end. Whichever end you're on, you're still not in perfect alignment, because the universe is giving you either too many options or no options at all. And your battle right now is to either sift through the things to find the right option, or to shift your energy into the space where more options are coming in. I hate retrogrades because usually my shit never works, but for the first time in a very long time, all of my electronics are doing normal things during a retrograde, so I'm just going to say thank goodness for that. But I will say that this retrograde for me has been very, very slow moving, and I suppose over this time I've been a little, sick and not... What is with all these cards? I've been a little bit sick and not able to really do the things that I want to do, and kind of using my sickness as a bit of an excuse. And now the universe is like, well, since you sat on your ass for that long, I'm just going to give you a little more ass sitting and not really offer you anything. You need to shift and do something different. Thanks, universe. Tough love is a mother. That's for sure. So any other messages that we have? Yes. The manifestation is already in place. So same thing. Luck is on your side. The answers you need are coming. It's the same type of energy. Everything that you've wanted, you don't have to go back to the drawing table and figure out what it is that you're wanting. Even if you can't point it and speak words to it or paint a picture of it, even if you can't be specific about what it is that you're wanting to create, the universe knows exactly what it is, or the universe knows exactly how it feels to you. So you don't have to do any work there. Your work there now is just to listen and to receive. And I would say do some gratitude work, do some writing, do some painting, something that's artistic. Make sure that you are putting yourself in the receiving mode, which is just feeling good. Simply put, it's just feeling good. Anybody who's an artist of any sort is definitely, there are definite gaps and pieces and holes in your creativity that need to be filled. So I would explore the creative realm for you, most definitely. Those of us who are either writers or rappers or painters, whatever art you do, there are gaps in your creativity. So you're not really allowing your creative expression to be lived. Your life is very different from what you like to do creatively, and the universe is wanting you to find a way to incorporate your creativity into your livelihood, into your everyday life. And that's sort of maybe what we're moving towards, is that finding ways to be creative in our lives already, marrying the two worlds, because a lot of people don't really get to do that. So, all right, that is all. Any more messages coming through? No. Yeah, that's all. I hope that was helpful. I love you very much. Go back and look at this. I might actually post this on IGTV because it's a pretty decent reading. I feel like it might resonate with a lot of people, so I think I'll save it and post it on IGTV so you can go back and look at it if you missed it. Peace and love to you. I wish you a beautiful end to your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.